Hi, I'm Scott with ScottGuitar.com. In this session I'll teach you how to play Hey Joe by Jimi Hendrix. But first let me ask you to visit my website at ScottGuitar.com, where I also offer Skype lessons. And also please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let's zoom on in and get started. Okay, here we go with Hey Joe by Jimi Hendrix. Great song, fun to play. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put our middle finger on B3, and we're going to play that note and the open E underneath, and we're going to slide up 2 frets. We're going to come back home and pick those 2 strings again. Go to G2. We're going to take G2 up and let it come back down. And that's a pull off. In other words, a flick off. Flick up because we're going to go to an E chord. You don't want to flick in the opposite direction and then have to bring your hand back. And then D2 is your next note. Now we go to an E chord, pick the E string, strum the chord. Take that chord up 2 frets and play your D or your A, D, and G string. Let's do that again. Up 2 frets. You're going to play mainly the A and D string, but have your first finger down just in case. We're going to pick, slide. We're going to do that again. And then back. We're going to strum those same 3 strings in those 3 positions. When you get back to E, pick your E string. Now up strum on your E chord. You'll also see some folks do what's called octaves here. I'll show you that, but it's not what Jimmy did. You got A, 4, and then G6. It's neat to do, but if you want to stay pretty close to what Jimmy did, you want to go back to the previous, but here's what this is. Now keep in mind, when you play an octave, the tip of this finger is deadening or muting the E string. Underneath this first finger, it's muting the D string. So I can strum down, and you'll only hear those 2 notes, the A4 and G6. Thing we do here is we're going to go to the 7th fret on the D and G string. We're going to pick the D string and we're going to hammer D9. And the next thing you do after you hammer D9, you're going to play the G and the B string. Remember, this finger's on 3 strings. The D, G, and B. So the first part is D string only. And then you pick that finger up out of the way and you pick the G and B. The last thing you play is the D string. Okay? C bar chord. We're going to pick the root note. We're going to pick, down, down, up. The strum pattern is pick, down, down, up. Go to a G chord, pick your root note, same rhythm pattern. Pick, down, down, up. So we got we're going to go to a D. Just strum your D chord one time. So we're going to strum the D, then we're going to pick A5, A6, A7, A bar chord, down, down, that was down, down, up, down. And we can do this lick here. You're going to take your third finger, start your slide at E5, slide to E7, A5, back to E7, A5, hammer, A7. Hear that lick throughout the song, and there's one variation on that lick. Went down to D5, D5, back to A7, or just a little run-to that he did from time to time. With your middle finger, hammer or pick A string, hammer A2, D open, pick D open again, and hammer D2, D open, A2. That's right back to the C chord for the verse. C power chord or bar chord. Okay, now the lick at the end of the song starts with an A 3. Let me just run this by you real quick. So we've got A3, E open, E2, E3, and that's the end of the first section. Try to memorize this in small parts. You'll be playing a big part later, all at one time, but try to remember, it helps. Next part is A2, A3, A4, A5, right after the A string, you go right above it to E2. Play the same notes on the E string. Here's what we got so far. The next part, start at A4. First finger, second finger. Second finger, go up 1 fret. Hold that second finger there. Why? We're thinking ahead. We're going to go to the E9-7. Same chord as in Foxy Lady and Purple Haze. Hit your open E after that note. Okay, that's an E9-7. It's like an E9, but we're coming out for the B string in the next fret. In case you don't know that, let me show it to you. That's A7, D6, G7, B8. Well, I hope you enjoyed this session, and if you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel and visit my website at scottguitar.com, where I also offer Skype lessons. Feel free to shoot me an email if you got any questions, any concerns about this stuff, and I'll be glad to try to help you. So until the next time, take care.